So, I just wanted to share this with you because maybe you understand it, maybe you don't understand it, but I'm understanding it every single day. Especially if you have children or you work with the elders or you work with youth, you understand how important it is for you to be in control of yourself. So, for instance, my son, when I tell you there are moments where he pushes my buttons, and I be like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Back in the day, I had a little anger. I had some temper. I would, because I remember I would have it up the hair, and I'm like, well, I will revert to how I was raised, how things went when I was raised. And it was like, but I didn't like that when I was a kid. So it's like, okay, do I want to do that with him? And the amazing part of it all was God, before I had my son, I knew I was having my son. God showed me like the whole dream, and I was like, it was scary. Yeah, I knew I was having a boy. I knew how he was going to grow up. I knew that I wasn't going to be with his father. God just showed me in the dream the different, like, and I was like, whoa. It was surreal, but it was a reality. And with that being said, he told me that, not to raise him how I was raised, but to be better, to do better, which means, the whoopings and, the yelling and screaming and cursing and all that stuff. It was like, no, not with this one. I was doing really good. I was doing so good. And to the point where when I lost my mom, I think I lost patience when I lost her. And the crazy part is when I had patience, I also became a teacher. So I had patience with the kids, but then when I would go home, it's like I didn't have patience for my own child. And when I think about it, I'm like, wow, God, that really, was something that I had to analyze and work on. And not to mention, he lost his grandmother. So, of course, he probably was acting out more because my mom, which was his gang, she was a staple in our household. She literally, kept us, and even though she lived with me, she kept us. And we lost that. So we both were just going through something. And like I said, I remember just doing things that I regret. And I, told my son I apologize. But when God woke me up again out of that, I was like, oh, okay. But of course, let me bring it back to the whole point of this message. Be wise with how you're raising your children, because they will grow up and do what you have done onto others. So if you want your child to be patient with them. There's moments where I tell you, like I said, my son, he really be irking my nerves, and I be like, okay now. And I stay calm, and I be like, you're going to reap what you sow, because I know what I did with my mom, and I'm getting it back too. But the way that my mom reacted and the way that I'm reacting with him is different. Patience, understanding. Yes, there will be times where we chastise, but patience and understanding, grace and mercy is of the Lord, and I want to give it so that I can receive it as well. And the one thing that I thought about was when he have his children, I don't want him to, curse at them and be whooping them for just, I don't want him to, hurt his kids or do anything that's going to cause them to, be resentful to him. And with that being said, it takes patience. So that's why I told him yesterday, I was like, you know what I'm doing with you, you will learn to do with them, because you're going to look and say, wow, okay, what did my mom do in this situation? Yeah, when I was getting on her nerves, Yeah, she would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to God. Like, so I want that to carry on. And even with me being a teacher, I want that to carry on with them. I don't want the children to look at me like she yelled at me, she screamed at me, she like I don't wanna get like that. I wanna be in control. So when they get older, they learn, oh, when I was acting like that, she was patient with me, she cared for me, she, you know, that's what we want. One thing I'm learning about God is when they do you wrong, you gotta still show love. They hurt you, you gotta still show love. Yeah, some of y'all don't looking at, I know y'all probably like, what? It's real. It's true because when you make your mistakes, when you do things that are, unpleasing to God, He still shows you love.